Oh, there's some Sardabar separatists over there. I hope they do not come to my lands. Although they might. Oh, wow, there's a lot of them, isn't there? Okay, Katenga might have some problems. Also means potential return for Sardabar into these areas. So it's 2.5 points per month right now, so yeah, we don't have that much time to improve the stability. How is the stability increasing now? It's actually still going down. There is some of the nobility things that we could do perhaps to get at least a +1. For example, the strategic marriage is not too bad in terms of the extra power for them. Overlook tenant abuse might be okay. It doesn't increase their power at all. It doesn't increase their loyalty. But at the same time, it lowers the peasant freedom, which might be bad in the long run. I think I'm going to do the noble marriage. It's good for the loyalty, and at the same time, it's also good for the stability. So we're at at 0 stability. And I think we got enough time to, you know, get that to +1 again, sooner or later. I'm pretty sure that next year is going to start at least partially increasing again, because there's quite a few modifiers in there that we've already added to the mix. No, we still need 1 more month. Oh, yeah, of course it's already fighting the war. I think we can afford waiting 1 more month. Unless our spies get caught, then that's going to be a bit annoying, but oh well. So yeah, they're sieging down a lot of that, so Corset is going to take most of southern Iraq then. Not much I can do about it though. Oh, Fadl is part of that one. Alright. Alright. Go ahead and get the claim there. And then Sardabar. It is time for war. We're using the holy... Oh, right, it's 90% cost. Okay, so it's not quite as good. It does increase the prestige quite nicely, and a little bit less accuracy expansion as well, which is always appreciated. Oh, they don't have an army. Well then. Yeah, they did lose that 1 province there. Alright, first things first, we're going to split this in half. Do we have a second general in here? We do. We'll just have 2 cannons on each side. We'll start sieging down at least a little bit of this territory. Hopefully we can get to the coast, but I'm not entirely sure. But even if we can just get a little bit... I'm just going to go a bit light looting. Just get a little bit more land, that would still be appreciated out of this war. Because it's been a while since we've expanded, really, because there's been a lot of big wars that we've had to fight with very little gains. Slowly, we are recovering though. We've got pretty strong allies, so I don't think anyone's going to declare war directly on me. But they might still declare war on Trebizond, which I'm kind of tempting to not join in a war if Ottomans declare war against them again. And instead, what I could do is, if the war takes long enough, I might be able to declare war on them while they are still fighting against the Ottomans. So the Ottomans wouldn't be able to join in unless they're vassalized, which would be quite bad for us. Although I don't think they can. Oh, stability went down even further. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. Well, it did manage to at least slow down the disaster hitting by maybe a month. Which isn't actually that much. But it's better than nothing. Right, so there is quite a bit of troops in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to detach a siege. And... okay, we can't move through this... oh, right, because of that fort. Never mind. There we go, 2 cannons on each side. We do not have, unfortunately, any siege pips. Unless Ossetia sends their troops in, which they... are not sending, because they might not know what's in here. Or it's just so far away from them. That's also a possibility. But yeah, they do have 9,000 men army over there as the separatists, plus potentially some extras in the surrounding provinces. So there is still potential risk involved in this, even if they don't have armies directly. But I'm hoping that the stability starts increasing now, because we're not in that great of a situation with that yet. Although the fact that we only went to -1 is already massive improvement to what we experienced before with that particular reform. Oh, and the archers take over again. Not entirely surprising, to be fair. Oh, there we go, back to +1, or +0 rather. So how is the stability increasing? I know that it is... oh, wow, yeah, it's going up rather quickly. It's not going to be quite enough to get us to +1 yet. But I think we are close enough so that within 1546 it might go to +1 without our involvement. And once it does that, we'll give it a... oh, I think we shall loot them. Did we get any money? Not really. Oh no, we got about 40-something ducats. 47 or something. Alright, so that's 1 siege down. We can drop the siege there, and now we can go into Gazarun as well. Just so that we can siege down as much as possible from these lands. What I might even do is I'll just leave a siege at Eglid and go into the enemy capital with this army. Although, I don't know if we... No, it's only 2 regiments in medium taxes per fort level, so we should be able to siege that. Oh, right, they had a small army there. Yeah, we'll just leave that one in. There we go. That's a sack wipe of 1,000 men, which gave us a pretty decent war score. So decent, in fact, that it gave us a ticking war score, thanks to the Holy War Castle Belly that we're using. And I suppose at this stage we could start figuring out what we can actually take from them in this war. Let's see, those 2 definitely. I'm going to take probably as much money as possible. They would not accept that yet. I wonder if I should... well, I probably won't be able to take those, so... Eglet is probably the best option then. It's going to be quite an aggressive expansion, but not enough for a coalition to form up. Also, there's an army going to my lands there. The Separatists. That's not great. We could try for the war reps. Oh. We could try to pillage their capital. I don't think I will do that, though. But yeah, war reps. We could try revoking some cores, I suppose. Is there any cores that... Oh yeah, Kurdistan is something they have a core in. And that's about it. Okay. So that's probably going to be a peace deal. We're not going to send it yet, because they, of course, would not accept it. But it's not going to be too bad. Or hopefully not going to take too long to do that. Now, they are going down to Semnan, which does not have a fort. But if they go back out of there again, then it's just going to get besieged by the fort in there. So I'm not too worried about that particular location. Oh, there we go. There has been sieged down. Let's go ahead and send in some troops. Ooh, actually. If I just walk through there, I can then get Boucher. Because it doesn't have a fort. We can just sit down there, siege it down. Okay, we've got pretty decent progress on the siege, although not on the capital yet. We haven't managed to get through. Do we need... No, we just need to get the troops back in full condition. So that we can siege it down. Although once Eglet has been sieged down, then we're going to send in some extra troops there. Oh, and the Metropolitans took over again. Well, that's lovely. We're losing quite a lot of money, though. Ooh. Right, Semnan... Oh, they did have troops there. Okay. Oh, and they're sending over there. Alright. Well, let's just send this one to help with the siege in the capital. And we've got some investments. That is probably a decent bit of investments now. Not going to browse through them, but I'm going to check capital at least. How did that? So that's still 29. They are working on amenities though, so that's actually pretty decent. Not entirely sure if it's going to be actually upgrading yet, or if it's just doing some sub-levels there to eventually get to the proper level. So it's a bit of industry, tiny bit of forestry and academic. So nothing too impressive in there. What about Sir Ben? A bit of forestries. And that's about it. What about Baku? Not much there. Oh, right. What about Chechnya? Oh, actually quite a bit of investment in mines there. Ooh. Well, I mean, that means more gold. I like the sound of that. Which, of course, in turn means more luxuries and... Oh, well, just some better taxes and all that. So overall, it's definitely not a bad one. Right, so are they still sitting down? No, they're still just sitting down at Semnan. Alright. Well, if they don't vacate the location in the near future, then we'll just have to move them out. So we've got 48 war score. How much do we actually need for this? It's probably going to be quite a bit higher still. Although once we get their capital siege down, then it's going to be quite a boost in there. Oh, there we go. But we'll send this one to Gazarin to speed up that siege, and then we're going to maybe send in Spike's army to deal with the rebellion. Oh, they are moving away. Okay, that is something they'll need to siege down, and this one will be de-sieged in the meanwhile. Once we siege down this province here, which is probably, if we are lucky, it's already going to happen now, but nope, we were not lucky. Not entirely surprising, to be fair. Okay, we already got 60% war score, still need quite a bit of points in here. Again, once this is, okay, that's going to be there in 10th of September. The amount of cash that we're spending right now is not great. I will admit that. I actually wonder, okay, so we'll have 3 provinces bordering this wasteland here, but there's a lot more that needs to be taken. Oh, they did actually manage to get some troops from somewhere. Or maybe they had gathered up some troops there, that's a possibility. Okay, we're at 71% already in Gazaran. Surely we will win this now, right? Nope. Well, 85%. Sounds we're on pretty good odds here of winning that siege. How's the siege? Oh, right. It is actually quite a long... Well, it's 25 days per siege tick. So it's not too bad. Oh, wow. It's still... Okay, now it's 99%. Surely we will win this. In the meanwhile, the capital is still minus 21. So we've not been very lucky in that. Okay, now we want a siege. So let's go ahead and send it. Oh, Ossetia's taking care of that one. Well done, Ossetia. Much appreciated. I suppose I could send in cannons down to help with the siege at the capital. Because it's going to make at least a little bit difference. And we're going to invest in the Diplo or admin tech now. Yeah, we probably do want to do that. There we go. And now we can get the idea group. So technically speaking, I think it was the quality ideas. Was it the standing army and the leadership? Or let's have a look. Standing, professional, quality, and leadership. A professional, you need, I believe, was it leadership and... or was it quality and standing army that you needed for that? Let's have a look. Standing and quality, yeah, for professional army. So those three, and then there was the leadership, right. Leadership isn't even listed in here, oddly enough. On this graph. Unless I'm blind, which is not impossible, but no, I don't see the leadership in there. But yeah, I think I'm going to go into logistics ideas regardless. The less attrition is going to be quite nice, and the faster recruitment time, the more supply modifier, and the infrastructure costs, attrition for enemies, manpower training costs, movement speed, and fort maintenance, and the garrison growth. All of those are pretty decent. Plus, it's going to unlock the policy once we complete this. And I suppose we could start working on some of the ideas already. Especially the attrition, or less attrition for us, which is going to make quite a nice difference in the sieges. Like, how much are we... We've lost 5,000 men for attrition during this conflict, which admittedly isn't too... Ooh. Oh, right, we can get... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, right, it unlocked the Diplo relations there. Civilian progress would be 10% faster. Oh. Sure. We'll do that one. I forgot that you needed admin tech for that. Okay, there we go. Now it's water shortage. With a bit of extra cannons, we might be able to do a lot of them more. Oh, and Ossetia is still taking care of that rebellion. Excellent. But we don't need to worry about it. Now, next year, the modifier from the nobility... Oh, actually, we need to have a look at the disaster. How bad is it? Because we may need to do some trickery to make sure that the stability is going to hit +1 before the disaster hits. If we get to +1, then the disaster is not going to hit. And, like, we just need to make sure that it's at least in there for 1 month or more. And then we are clear. But otherwise, we might have some issues. And Errors take over. So, it's only 40 or 39%. So, it's not too bad. And if we have a look at the stability increase, so is it still going to be... Well, it's going up by about 3% per month. So, in about a year, it would be about 36. So, it would get us to 90% stability. So if we get a little bit like the, for example, if we get the tenant abuse, that should give us the stability point. Plus it's going to increase the loyalty, which is always appreciated, which means more income from various sources and all that. I think I'm going to bring this, well, you know what, yeah, we'll send it to com actually. And far as, oh, I was hoping that we'd get lucky with that, but unfortunately no. Okay, we're still pretty far away from getting all the demands met here. What I can do about it. Right, so once we get in there, we'll just put it in rebel suppression. Especially down here seems to be a problem. That is actually the only problem that we have at unrest right now. Which honestly isn't too bad. Bohemia has announced Scandinavia as their new rival. Oh wow. Scandinavia is a thing now? It sure is. So I guess Denmark and Norway, or first Denmark kind of integrated Norway, it became Denmark-Norway, and now they are taking away Sweden as well. So yeah, that's... Oh wow. They reached pretty far in here. And this Commonwealth is pretty strong, but they are our ally, luckily. Mamluks are strong as well. They're not... They're decently strong. They could certainly be stronger, but then... Yeah, that is relatively fast. And then, of course, there's the French Scotland, as per usual. Bohemia is pretty large, as tradition. That must be bad. Well, I mean, they were vassal of Whitehall for a long time, and we were allied with Whitehall for a while, so they didn't necessarily want to get their independence from there until, you know, Whitehall decided or started going a downward spiral, and at that point, it was too late. Like, Novgorod had been conquered by everyone else already by that time. Ming is pretty large as well. Or as, ooh, Japan is, looks like a united thing that, oh wow. Left trade company, there's like every month there's a modifier for that, basically. I think the AI might be slightly broken in there. Now, to be fair, something to keep in mind, we are playing already a slightly outdated patch of this game, but I'm using just one version for the entire playthrough so that there's less risk for the save getting corrupted or anything like that. Expanded events troopers, they should be more actively expanded. They probably should, but they weren't. Alright, now that we'll accept the peace deal, I could potentially take that as well, but I think we'll be fine with these promises. I don't want to take or risk a coalition or anything like that. It's still going to take us 125 admin points to core everything anyway. We do get a fort, which is quite nice. It's going to defend a little bit of this area, although we have a fort already in there. So it's the FA is going to be slightly less, I suppose. But yeah, I think we're going to go with this peace deal. There we go. Well, 7,000 men for sieging. A little bit for fighting as well, I suppose, but not too much. We can start coring one of the provinces. So, a little bit of room for improvement there for sure. But we are another step closer getting to the Gulf of Persia. Which admittedly is not part of our goals for the series, but you know. Could be worse. Oh, the city wants to marry. Sure, I'll take that. Although that does drop our legitimacy a little bit again. Okay, yeah, we did. Oh, and the metropolitan stake over once again. The aristocrat influence is only 40, so if we had a, well, we still won't be able to do any reforms for quite a few years. Although, one thing that I should check is how is the commercialization? Is it still spreading at all? Or has it started spreading out? It is spreading faster now, so it's 1548 when it should be present in Derbent. And in Baku, it's 1566, although once Derbent gets it, it's going to start increasing quite drastically. The speed that is pressed there. Was there any other locations where it's spreading right now? Not by the looks of it. Not by the looks of it. What about cattle literacy? It's not spreading because it needs commercialization, so it can't spread anywhere in our nation yet. And the scientific method is going to be still pretty far away, I reckon. But at least Colombian impulse is fully present in quite large chunks of our territory. Not quite everywhere yet, but it's not too bad. Right, so let's have a look at the disaster here. So we got 47% there. I was calculating that we should be able to hit the full 100% stability there, so that is going to give us the extra stability point later. Ooh, and what do I see? The provincial corruption is going down. Well, at least something. Also, how's the corruption doing? It is slightly going down. There's not much of a difference in there, so it's going to take some years still before we get the full modifiers and all that, but could be worse. So we get the troops in there, we'll do a bit of rebel suppression. It's not going to be necessarily preventing the separatists from firing, but it's at least going to make it slightly harder for them. So it's probably mostly these two areas. Oh, and that one. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about anything else there. So how much did we need admin points for the next core? So that's the 52 and 55 admin. So how is the conversions going down here? It is almost 40% Orthodox, but we're going for 90% in there, so it's still going to be taking quite a while. Oh, Mugulistan has army arrival. Now, they are strong. 36,000. Luckily, I don't think they have the guts to declare war on me, because if they declare war on me, Mamluks most likely would at least help. Potentially even Commonwealth. And Trebizond. And a few other nations. Well, Mamluks' vassals would probably help as well. So that would be quite large armies on our side. Which would maybe allow us to stay a little bit back in that war. Potentially, other than the fact that we need to make sure that they attrition their troops in here. But, you know, that sort of minor things. We do have a lot of cash, though. And how's the... No, it didn't actually improve the amenities all the way. They did like a small bit in there. I suppose we could have a look at... Is that... Over here, right. Amenities is 36 out of 60 that they need. It's still pretty far away. And capital is quite a bit as well to get that done. So capital is also one of the things that we should probably start thinking about, or maybe saving some cash for it. So perhaps we won't spend any of that cash right now. So how's the force limit? It's still 17. So we at least didn't lose any there. Like, we lost a little bit manpower, but it's not too bad. And I think the next year it's going to start recovering a decent bit again. So, did I... Katenga. I did try to improve relations with you, but you got pretty strong allies. If we have a look at the... Ooh. Right. If we declare war on them, that's going to be 91,000. I don't think we're quite ready for that. Admittedly. So, perhaps not war against those... you are allied to Siberia and Turkish Empire. And you're a tributary of Mugulistan. Oh. Right, so that's a no. So Mugulistan had 36,000. And combined they have about 72,000 or something like that. They have quite a lot. I mean, technically speaking, if I was to invite Mamluks in there, then we'd have the numbers on our side. Quite a bit, actually. But I don't want to necessarily waste the Mamluks quite yet, because I might need them for some other wars later on. On the other hand, how strong are the Turks? They've got 25,000. Plus what they have their allies and vassals, so it's probably maybe 50,000. I mean, I suppose we could have a look. It's actually not that much. Let's see, 20, 35, 36,000. Now, if Karakunyunlu would help us, then technically speaking, just me and my vassals would have more troops, and then, not to mention, we got the higher Miltech than they do. So that would give us quite an advantage against them. Oh, Ossetia. Ossetia has 35 as well. Karakunyunlu is a little bit lower on the list there, or lower on the Miltech there, so that one wouldn't really help. Oh, and we're going to get another core going on. Which one is that? Istefan. We'll start coring that one first. Oh, right. How is the stability doing now? It is 94%. It is going at 3% per month. In theory, in January, it should hit +1 stability. If not, then we're going to just do something to increase it. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, we had a quick war in here. Oh, who are you? You're close to Protector Corset. If I was to declare war on you, Corset would join in and the Mamluks would be on the other side. Right, I can't do that. Oh, they're building something in here. Pathing, alright. I mean, that's not too bad. Are we actually building anything on our lands? Oh, we're building something over here. A little bit of pathing. Over here we're building amenities. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. Over here we're building probably amenities. No, it's pathing. Alright. So actually all these pathings being built. Let's have a look at the autonomy map mode. It's still pretty darn bad. Although our capital is now below 50% autonomy. So that is at least an improvement to what we had before. Although, is it going up or down? It is actually going down still. Oh, there we go. We got to +1 stability. That was a bit ahead of time to what I expected it to be. But I ain't complaining about it. Right, so we are pretty far, or pretty decent in terms of Miltech. All the other two, or both of the two other techs, not so great. Oh, banished agitators, so that might lower the stability again. But at least we have that option if we need to increase stability quickly. Another thing I suppose I could start doing is removing some of the, or some more of the privileges that the nobility has. We may need to do a little bit of, like give them a bit more power or something once again, but at least that would slowly make sure that we get more manpower, more money, and they'll have a little bit less power. Because we basically need to start chipping away their influence so that we can eventually start kind of evolving their existence from basically owning all the lands to just being aristocrats. And aristocrats take over. They've got 91% power. Is that power actually going to... No, it's slightly going up, just very slightly. Now, I do wonder, though, the empower nobility, that would be autonomy from noble power. That would probably be quite a bit of loyalty loss. There's probably 40 loyalty loss from that one. Sophisticated emissaries, that would lower our diplomatic reputation and improve the relations modifier. Base hierarchy, state corruption would go down with that, though. We might have a look at this one. This is minus 40 loyalty. The state corruption is going to start going down by a quarter per year, or quarter of a point per year, so that would already be pretty good there. Diplomat reputation going down is not great, but we'd have an extra diplomat to use. Before we do that though, let's have a look. Is there a lot of options over here that we can do to improve their loyalty? Unpopular relative would be one option, although that would reduce their legitimacy again, which I'd rather avoid. Concessions, ancient liberties is a possibility. That would increase stability quite a bit actually. And that's a 10 loyalty, so let's see. Minus 40 is going to be 11. With this, that would be 21. That would be 28.5. Promote lesson ability, that would be... Oh, wow. That would be quite a bit, but at the same time, the stability increase interval goes up. Yearly prestige goes down. 1% power per year. Oh, right. We might not want that. So perhaps we'll wait until we have a few more of the options available. Now, we do have the tenant abuse expire. Well, that's actually going to take a while. Noble marriage is going to expire in 2 years. Worst bit tax relief is going to expire later this year. Recent reforms. Oh, and the stability goes down. But at least it did reset the disasters. It's not going to start again from all that high position. Oh, Katenga is de-sieging these lands here. Alright, I mean, they are pretty strong. Which is why I've tried to give, or keep relations with them relatively high. Not necessarily being that successful. But at least, well, they are hostile towards me. Because they won a lot of my lands. I see.